The following discussion may contain spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2. If you have not yet experienced The Last of Us Part 2 and wish to avoid having important plot points revealed, it is recommended that you stop watching now. I have created a video essay that explores Abby's character in The Last of Us Part 2. In the essay, I discuss my thoughts and opinions on her actions and motivations throughout the game. Please be aware that my analysis may differ from yours, and that the essay may contain spoilers for those who have not yet completed the game. In the first part, we will be exploring the pivotal moment when Abby kills Joel, one of the main characters from the first game. This event was met with a mixed reaction from fans, with some praising the bold storytelling choice while others felt that it was a betrayal of the beloved character. We will be taking a closer look at Abby's motivations, the impact of her actions on the story, and the emotional response that the scene evokes. So, if you're ready, let's dive into the world of The Last of Us Part 2 and explore the character of Abby. She is a member of the Washington Liberation Front, WLF, a militant group fighting against the militaristic control of the city by a faction called the Seraphites. Abby's backstory is revealed throughout the game in flashbacks. She is the daughter of a surgeon named Jerry, who was working to find a cure for the cordyceps fungus infection that has devastated humanity in the game's post-apocalyptic setting. Joel, the protagonist of the first game, killed Jerry in order to save Ellie, who was immune to the infection and was being held captive by the Fireflies, a resistance group that Jerry was a part of. Abby tracked Joel to Jackson, Wyoming, where he had been living in relative peace with his surrogate daughter, Ellie, and a community of survivors. It is revealed through flashbacks in the game that Abby and her group had been searching for Joel for a long time, as she was seeking revenge for the death of her father. It is not explicitly stated in the game why Abby went alone to track Joel, but it can be inferred that she did so because she wanted to confront him herself and did not want to risk anyone else getting in the way or interfering with her plans. Abby is portrayed as a strong and determined character who is willing to do whatever it takes to achieve her goals. She is also shown to have a leadership role within the WLF and may have felt that going alone would allow her to maintain control of the situation and prevent any unnecessary risks or complications. It is also possible that Abby felt a personal connection to Joel and wanted to be the one to confront him for what he had done to her father. This desire for revenge is a central theme in her character arc and motivates many of her actions throughout the game. At one point in the game, Owen suggests that he and Abby should go see something over the mountains, and they set out to explore the area. Along the way, Owen reveals to Abby that his girlfriend Mel is pregnant, which adds a layer of complexity to their relationship. Despite this revelation, Abby decides to continue tracking Joel alone in order to seek revenge for the death of her father. While tracking Joel, Abby encounters a horde of infected and finds herself in a life-threatening situation. However, she is saved by Joel and his brother Tommy, who come to her aid and help her fight off the infected. This moment of cooperation between Abby and Joel is brief and does not change the fact that they are ultimately on opposite sides of the conflict, with Abby going on to kill Joel later in the game. Abby's lack of gratitude towards Joel is reflective of her deep-seated anger and desire for revenge, which drives her actions throughout the game. While Joel and Tommy's actions may have saved her life in that moment, Abby is unable to see beyond her own desire for vengeance and is unwilling to forgive Joel for what he did to her father. Once at the base, Abby confronts Joel and reveals her identity to him. She tells him that she is there to get revenge for the death of her father, whom Joel killed in the first game. Joel pleads with Abby to spare him and tries to reason with her, but she is determined to carry out her plan. Abby then beats Joel brutally with a golf club, killing him in front of Ellie, who had come to rescue Joel. The scene is a shocking and emotional moment in the game, as players witness the gruesome violence and the devastating impact that it has on the characters. The event sets off a chain of events that propel the rest of the game's story forward, with Ellie seeking her own revenge against Abby and the WLF, and Abby grappling with the consequences of her actions and her own morality. First and foremost, Abby's lack of gratitude towards Joel for saving her life is a clear example of her callous and self-centered nature. In the game, Joel and Tommy risk their lives to save Abby from a horde of infected, and yet she shows no appreciation or thanks for their heroic actions. Instead, she quickly moves on from the incident and remains focused on her own desires and goals. This lack of gratitude and empathy is a common theme throughout Abby's story arc, as she becomes increasingly consumed by her desire for revenge against Joel. Despite his efforts to protect her and keep her safe, Abby remains fixated on her goal of getting revenge for her father's death, even if it means betraying those who have shown her kindness and compassion. Overall, Abby's actions demonstrate a clear lack of moral character and empathy towards others, making her a truly bad person in the context of The Last of Us Part 2. Abby's actions in The Last of Us Part 2 show a disturbing lack of empathy and gratitude towards others, as evidenced by her brutal treatment of Joel before killing him. Rather than killing Joel quickly and painlessly, Abby forces her friend to help her torture him, demonstrating a sadistic and cruel streak that is deeply troubling. This behavior highlights her lack of empathy towards others, as she is willing to inflict terrible pain and suffering on someone who has shown her kindness in the past. Furthermore, Abby's decision to kill Joel in front of Ellie further illustrates her cold and callous nature. Despite knowing how much Joel means to Ellie and the deep bond they share, Abby shows no mercy or compassion towards either of them. Her actions are driven solely by her desire for revenge, with little regard for the feelings or well-being of those around her. One of the most unsettling aspects of Abby's character in The Last of Us Part 2 is her lack of remorse or regret for the brutal murder of Joel. Despite torturing and killing an unarmed man, Abby never shows any signs of trauma or remorse for her actions. Instead, she continues with her life as if nothing has happened, moving on from the incident without any acknowledgement of the gravity of her actions. This lack of accountability and empathy is deeply troubling, as it suggests that Abby is disconnected from the reality of her actions and the impact they have on others. Furthermore, her refusal to acknowledge the trauma and pain that she has caused to Joel's loved ones, especially Ellie, further highlights her lack of empathy and emotional intelligence. It is clear that Abby is motivated solely by her own desire for revenge, with little regard for the lives and feelings of those around her. Overall, Abby's lack of remorse for her actions and her unwillingness to acknowledge the trauma she has caused highlight her deeply flawed and morally questionable character. Abby's reckless and dangerous actions not only put herself in danger, but also endangered the lives of her friends. By involving them in the brutal torture and murder of Joel, she put a target on their backs, exposing them to the wrath of those who seek revenge. Furthermore, it is clear that Abby's friends are no better than she is, as they stood by and watched as she committed these heinous acts. Rather than trying to stop her or intervene, they actively participated in the violence, making them just as complicit in Joel's death as Abby herself. As a result of Abby's actions, Ellie is consumed by a desire for revenge, setting out on a mission to track down and kill everyone involved in Joel's assassination. This puts everyone who was involved in Joel's death in grave danger, as Ellie is a force to be reckoned with and will stop at nothing to achieve her goal. In conclusion, it is clear that Abby's character in The Last of Us Part 2 is deeply flawed and morally questionable. From her lack of gratitude towards Joel for saving her life, to her brutal torture and murder of an unarmed man, Abby's actions reveal a disturbing lack of empathy and emotional intelligence. Furthermore, Abby's disregard for the impact of her actions on those around her, including her friends and loved ones, puts everyone in danger and highlights the dangerous and reckless nature of her character. Ultimately, the story of Abby and her involvement in the death of Joel raises important questions about the nature of revenge, the consequences of violence, and the importance of empathy and accountability in our relationships with others. While Abby's character may be controversial and divisive, there is no denying that her story serves as a powerful commentary on the human condition and the complex moral dilemmas we face in our everyday lives. And there you have it, that concludes our video on the character of Abby in The Last of Us Part 2. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to let us know. We appreciate your support and look forward to bringing you more thought-provoking content in the future. Thanks for watching.